for 40 hours now, I believe. I think it's maybe even more than 40 hours, but this is for the OFI. I'm building out some features here, and you can see I have 42.64 hours here. I was supposed to collect 24 hours, but that's okay. More data, more better, right? Okay, so you can see this is the review of what we're building. Instead of using fixed weights for our OFI, order flow and balance features in your trading bots, you want to use dynamically weighted features based on which ones actually predict price moves best. So this file here, the OFI data collector, has been collecting features, and I'll show you that code here in just a second. So the OFI features are the raw OFI, the Z-score, the velocity, acceleration, volume, depth and balance, volatility, and spread. Target variables are forward returns, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 300 seconds. So we stored it all here, and the next steps here that we're going to do right now is the analysis phase. Now that you have 42 hours of data, you need to, one, analyze the correlations to find out which OFI features actually predict returns. Does velocity predict better than Z-score? Which time frames is more predictable? Do correlations change between high-low volatility? Build correlation-based bots. Extended OFI correlation-based.py is what we're going to build. The big idea is this: instead of always having Z-score 30 points, velocity 25, etc., the bot will give high weight to features with strong correlations. Give near zero weight to features that aren't predictive. Recalculate every hour and stay current. Want me to help you analyze the data? Yeah, let's analyze the first off and then go ahead and explain your findings, and then let's go ahead and build out the bots. Okay, let's go ahead here, and now that she's showing you, now that she's building, I'm going to be showing you this file. This collects all of the OFI data, so you can have all the code here. I believe code is a great equalizer. If you see everything, you can build the things that are in your mind. OFI data collector.py. I'm going to scroll through the code. You have rewind, you've got pause. I don't. So you can see all the code and do what you please with it. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I'm never going to give you like just a golden bullet that you can start and make $1 billion. Please read this. Okay, see the rest of the code here. This is what I've been running for 42 hours, collecting all of the OFI data. You can see I'm using Binance WebSocket. A lot of people have been talking about WebSockets, liquidation data coming through. Yes, you see it on my screen. But again, we're using Binance WebSockets for this order book data as well, so we can figure out the order flow imbalance. You can see that she says, let me run the analysis to see what the data tells us. You're a data dog, I'm a data dog. Looks like all the forward returns are NAND. The data collector saved OFI features, but couldn't calculate the forward returns properly. Let me check a sample of the actual data. I see the issue. The forward returns, especially 60 seconds, 300 seconds, weren't fully calculated. The data collector couldn't calculate forward returns for recent data points because there was no future price data yet. Let me create a post-processing script to properly calculate the forwards. Okay, I'll show you that script as well. Now let me run the post-processing script to properly calculate the forward returns. Analyzing OFI correlation data from 42 hours of collection. Okay, you can see this is how we calculate the forward returns for the smaller time frames, but I'm going to have to show you the post-processing as well for the longer time frames. We're looking at, I think, 5 second, 10 second, 15 second, all the way up to 300 seconds. So how many minutes is that? As the question. You can pass that test, you're in. Don't use your iPhone calculator now, dude. Okay, there you go. You saw all the code for the collector. I'm gonna have to show you the post-processor here in a second. Now let me run the post-processing script to properly calculate the forward returns. Let's see if we can find that post-processor. Calculate forward returns is what it's called. Okay, calculate forward returns here. Let's go ahead and scroll through this while she keeps working. She works, we work. You can pause the video if you want all the code. Analyzing OFI correlation data from 42 hours. It's just the rest of the print statement here. Okay. You can see it's not too long here. Calculate forward returns. Pass in the DF data frame, pandas, of course. So essentially, we're sorting timestamp to ensure chronological order, the initialize return columns, calculate returns for each time frame. Look for price at target future time. Find the closest future record. Okay, get the closest one, calculate return. And then we're using a bunch of color to print things out because we like the... Wishy, what's up, dude? 777. Good to see you, fam. Now let me run the post-processing. So she's calculating, she's going through, and she's at progress of 50,000 out of 1.5 million. This might take a minute. You can hit Control 0 to show the thinking. Control O. I don't know what I just did, but I don't like it. Progress is 100,000 out of 1.5 million. This is going to take a super long time. I don't think you need to go ahead and run it all for all the data, do you? Shit, that might have been a bad play. Actually, why it went along the post process. Can you just answer me that? No code, thanks. And then let's go ahead and try to run it ourselves. So this is it, right? Calculate forward returns, analyze an OFI correlation, and run it. Loading data from the CSV that I showed before. Processing 5-second returns. Okay, it just does take a long time. My bad. I'm currently processing on my computer now. And as that will take a little bit of time, I'm going to go ahead and run it from an extra terminal. So you can consider that done. Can you keep moving on with the process, or do we need to finish that entire processing for this? I guess we probably do, huh? We probably do, because then we're making decisions based off of the process data, right? Yeah, just talk to me. No need to code anything. Okay, I'm going to let this processing run from here then, because conda activate Hibachi. Actually, conda activate tflow. Okay, cd calculate forward returns, copy path. CD up in there. Okay. Cross exchange R. Okay, Python. Run it. Okay. And now I don't have to run it here, and that will free me up. Okay, let's read what she said, because the processing is, I know it's a lot of data. I get that. I get that part. We'll let it process down here. I get that, but it was taking a long time. Well, we're going to watch it take a long time too. So it's going to sit here and just process, and we're going to watch it. We're going to watch every second of it. Gotta stay locked. Smash the like if you're locked. 777 if you're locked. Yes, you're absolutely right. We need to wait for the processing to finish before we can move forward. Why? It's slow. The script is doing nested loops. For each of the 1.5 million records, it searches through potentially thousands of future records to find the closest to 5 seconds ahead, 10 seconds ahead, etc. That's basically 1.5 times 1.5 million comparisons across all time frames, which is computationally expensive. quadratic time complexity. A faster approach would be to use time-based indexing or binary search. But I kept for clarity. Do we need to wait? Yes, 100%. The entire collection analysis depends on having those forward returns calculated. OFI features z-score, velocity, acceleration, forward returns, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, etc. are the target variables. We need to calculate, does high OFI velocity predict positive 30-second returns? Without the forward returns, we have no way to measure which features actually predict price movements. It's like trying to train a machine learning model without labels. So yeah, let it run in terminal. Once it's done, we can run the correlation analysis fast, just calculating Pearson correlations. See which features actually work, build the correlation-based bots with proper feature weights. Okay, cool. So this is just going to take a while. So in the meantime, let's make a little test version of this post-processing so we can keep it pushing. Go ahead and make it 100th of the size. You run it internally and don't mess up any of our the current file running. I've got the calculate forward returns, but maybe you can make a calculate forward returns mini or something. And you'll go ahead and make sure you can run the calculations like above. I think you said you want to run the correlation analysis. Let's just go ahead and get ahead of it. So we're going to make it the post processing 1/100th of the size. So it's super fast. You can run it in line and then you can start working on the next features. And since the other one's going to take probably 30 minutes to run, by the time you're done with this, we'll be able to pop in the new data. Just pop it in. Right. I think that's smooth, dude. I think that was a smooth move. I think a really smooth move. Interesting idea, dude. Interesting idea. That's an interesting idea, dude. Compacting conversation, okay. Bad timing, yes. Okay, we're at 6.5%. 6.5%. Compacting conversation right now, dude. Let's go. Oh, you know what I want to try though? Is I do want to try some Codex eventually. I still haven't tried it. Does anybody like Codex better than? Yeah, I'm gonna ask that. I'm gonna ask that on Twitter because what do you what's better? What's better? Claude Code or Codex? Let's do that, dude. That's a good question. What's better, Claude Code or Codex? 23 hours left. I'll create a detailed findings report and then build the correlation-based OFI bot. Okay, she did the mini, a detailed findings report, and then build the correlation-based OFI bot. So we're gonna have the mini, and by the time the mini is done, oh, I should ask it in the chat. I'm gonna ask it in the YouTube chat because that's what I want to know, dude. So how do I get there? YouTube live, view control room. What's up, Rico 777? What's up, Jimmy? Start a poll. Claude Code. What's better? Claude. Here, let's make this one Codex first. Because I made the other one Claude Code first. Codex or Claude Code? Okay, I should put that on YouTube as well. She says, now I'll build the correlation using the findings from the analysis. I wish you would have told me those findings. I bet she's giving me the findings somewhere, though. OFI correlation findings.md. Okay, where is it? OFI correlation findings. OFI. OFI correlation findings. Let's read it. So these are her findings. 4 hours of extended order book. I mean, I'm already kind of questioning. You said you read 4 hours of the order book. I'm doing the mini, they're able to fast. Okay, then which I act price and that grams raw and balance OF score predict for the 5 to 30-second returns, but predictive power decays rapidly beyond 60 seconds. Best predictors by time. And remember, this isn't all the data, but we'll see. 5-second returns, strongest signals. Feature correlation, rating, and usage are the header. 5 is the feature. 0.3644 correlation. Strong rating here. Primary signal, OFI. Depth and balance. Correlation 0.35, strong as well. Primary signal. OFI Z-score. OFI velocity, strong. Okay, velocity is moderate. Z-score is strong. Volume is weak. OFI acceleration, ignore, not predictive. For ultra short-term trading, Again, this isn't the full data, so I don't think this is certified yet. But for ultra short-term trading, 5 to 10-second holds, the raw OFI value itself is the best predictor. Closing followed by depth and balance. 30-second returns, tradable window. Depth and balance, best for this time frame. So depth and balance becomes the most dominant predictor at 30 seconds, while raw OFI weakens. This suggests order placement matters more than flow for slightly longer holds. 60 to 300-second returns, not predictable. Okay, well that's cool because that's where everybody's playing, you know? Not everybody, but... Volatility regime effects, 30-second return. Performs better. The bot should trade more aggressively in high volatility and reduce position sizing or avoid trading in low volatility regimes. Ignore, putting zeros here. And this is probably weighted to 100. It's not, but it's like 125. Normalized to 100 points. Okay, there we go. So these are the signal weights, but then you have to normalize to 100 points. I max. Entry threshold based on correlation, max 0.36. We need strong signals. Minimum score 70. Added captures top quartile of signals. Ideal squad. That's sad. Hey, Dr. Datadog. I've finished analyzing the 42-hour OFI data and built the correlation-based bots. Here's what's done. Created OFI correlation findings.md with key insights. Been reading through it, fire. Thank you. Fast predictors for 5 to 30-second returns, raw OFI. Okay, it's giving us all the things we just read. Signal half-life is 10 to 15 seconds. Predictive power drops 50% every 10 to 15 seconds. Making this a high frequency signal. So, I mean, realistically, dude. Yeah, that makes a lot actually. Okay, okay. Sorry, I just had an idea, but I'll bring that to you. Mohammed, pop it. Take action, dude. On the gas. Keyens, dynamic scoring system. Max. Okay. volatility adaptation. Wait for full data set. 1.5 million running. Okay. I'm not gonna say this. I think she's got this rerun correlation now for full data set to refine weights. Test box with $10 position size to validate, compare performance existing OFI bots. Yeah, 26% with the post product does 27. You could, yes, you put that. I just to get hard to get. Hey, we got 7 or we got 5, and it's split for Claude and Codex. Mohammed Codex. I only use Codex. Okay, let's get the hard this frequency. This thing and filter the okay. That's okay. Correlate these forms some sample data. Go ahead and run the and actually you're finding your all that. What I'm curious is do also use that fast do they do and so go ahead and then try. Oh god, you should. Oh my god. Makes laugh, dude. I don't think so. Parkley.
You do?
It's pretty good.
I do name. Yeah.
Famous for?
I went to.
Oh man, that's funny, V. That's right. Okay. Data set 400K correlation larger sample. Just cooking shot. Fashion. Well, correlation analysis partial data 42. So we're at 33%. So that's a good amount. Comparing findings to the dataset. We're a third of the way there. So what is it, 15 hours? 12 hours? So it's pretty split on YouTube. 5 votes. Half you guys said okay, but on here, on YouTube it's about 60% Claude Code, 80% Codex. Or why is on it's Claude Code 8%. Jeez. Stage video. C's better, but G5 is better, but G better. Codex feature remarkable. People reviewing that was neat, dude. New feature was neat. Thank you. Looking. Sweet, sir, bro. Oh man, I want to change because I already had 20 hours. That's a good idea, dude. Okay, I don't know. Are you in the name? What are the steps? Here's some you sent first is content started immediately. We'll then add private members section and the root and browser. Automate us to get instant. All you need. Cool as voice. Like I don't use it often, that type of stuff. Funny, but my responses are gonna be better. Like I'm gonna. I just don't like you like it's a type key every. See, I'm just full. I ran 1.4 process 1.8, not 20% complete. Processing is better. Verdict. Good feature rate, mostly depth and balance. OF score. OF third. What we should list confirm. Always firm. Short term are signal decays. The bad correlation are weaker. The data OF point depth 3.5 z score 0.2 1.5. The bad news. Volatility regime is removed. Volatility strong signals. Low volatility weaker. Strategy more. High volatility weaker. The mini dataset, the first 15K records, caught a particularly volatile trend in OFI signals were unusually strong. With 112x, we're seeing the real average predictive power is about half as strong. Think of it like this. Testing a basketball player's 3-point percentage after 10 shots, 60%, versus 1,000 shots, 35%. The larger sample reveals the true ability. What this means for the bots, current bot parameters are too aggressive. Min entry on the mini 70 out of 100, but on the full, right, change is negative 29% signal, negative 24% take profit plus 50%. Feature weights are also changed. Feature full change, increase, increase, decrease, decrease. Bottom line, do your assumptions hold? Ranking of features, yes. Okay, signal strength, no. 50% weaker than thought. Volatility effect, no. Time frame focus, ignored features, yes. Overall verdict, strategy is still viable, but needs major parameter adjustments. What I recommend, full comparison document, updated, okay. Now shows full dataset records, correlation analysis, report partial, raw full dataset. Next steps. Update the bots recommended. Okay. Lower thresholds. Okay. Option 2. Wait for the 100% data set. Okay. Test as is. Can you tell me start and time of our data bar and then the end date time of that data? I'm just curious what these dates were because we've had a pretty volatile weekend. The good news is we caught this before running live. If we traded on a mini data set parameters, way too selective, most opportunities. So it's at 48%. We're at 40 hours. Okay, so I started this on Saturday. To know this. I know that I started Saturday. This predicament right now is wait for %. We're at 50 now. I'm definitely at one. I want it again. I don't know about percent. This for years. It's been, and we'll just keep running it, and I'll track all these runs to see how they change over time. I think that's actually an interesting data set. So now that we're at 50% data, run it again, data, and yeah, it's gonna be far. Right? Because if we keep it at multiple points, I feel gonna give our analysis like more. I don't know, bro. Okay, I get it. I get it, Mo. I get it. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Makes sense. It's just I think Codex is more, which is fire. That's good to hear. Glad. It probably comes with all the code is expensive. Crazy. How'd you set up? I should not. Oh, Mickey, this lucky. Overcap. That's it's kind of annoying runtime. But, there might be a way to do it. Because it's all right. You have to do say yeah. Great. I don't have to remember. And for your bow, I should work. Yeah. All right, we're at 50% here. Get them. Go ahead, Mike. I'm gonna take all of this here, and I just want to keep it moving. Like you move it kind of slow. Chat gpt.com, and then let's go ahead and OFI data collector. OFI data collector. I want to have that processor. What's it called? Something starts with a C. Calculate forward returns. All right, so you see everything above. Essentially, I'm trying to get some signal out of this noisy order book data. Approaching it with the OFI strategy now, but here your 5 absolute best ideas of what I can do with this this data I've been collecting to find a predictive signal in the short term, under 60 seconds. Think about this for a while, bro. Look through all the code. Okay, we'll come back to that, yes. Okay, let's see what she said. Run to complete. Correlations are rock solid, doc. All right, Dr. Data Dog. Here's what happened when we ran the analysis again with more data. The big picture. Your script says 50%. But your CSV actually has 1.43 million records processed, which is 91%. The script is processing each time frame, and right now it's 51.9% through the 5-second returns loop, but many records already have their own returns. They actually have way more usable data than 51.9. Run 1 versus run 2 comparison. Stable, 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 stable. Okay, good. What this means, adding 5,638 more records change correlations by less than 0.02. They're not drifting anymore. We've hit the true values. Confidence from mini 12.7K showed massive changes. From mini to big, but going from big to a little bigger, basically zero change. Conclusion, we can trust these numbers with 95% confidence. No need to wait for 100%. The remaining 8.4% of data won't change anything. We already have the answer. Feature ranking locked in. Perfect. This order hasn't changed anything and won't change. Low volatility is definitely better for OFI signals. What I created tracks how correlations evolved. Mini data set. Okay, this is awesome, dude. Key findings, correlations converge around 1.4 records. Adding more data change anything. Seeing data set you mentioned, you're absolutely right. Tracking correlation evolution over time is interesting. Here's what we learned. Small sample danger. Mini with 12.7K showed correlations that were wrong by 50 to 200%. Large sample stability. It's much more stable. Statistical lesson. Need 100K plus records for reliable time series correlations. Anything less can be wildly misleading. Bottom line, your correlations are stable as hell. Why she talk to me like that? Depth and balance plus 0.2005. Depth and balance plus 2.2004. That's 0.05% change. You can build your bots on these numbers with high confidence. The remaining 8.4% won't do a thing. Yeah, let's go ahead and build those bots then. Let's update them. For these, the second set instead of the mini. Because the mini obviously doesn't output the right parameters. Okay, so she's going to go ahead and update that. Love this. You've already got a solid microstructured data. Here are my 5 highest leverage to short horizon under 60 seconds. Predictive signal out of it. Each idea is concrete, casual, no leakage, and comes with labeling, features, thresholds, and even an eval plan you can implement right now with what you've coded. Meta label the OFI with a triple barrier. Optimize EY. Your raw OFI family has moderate edge, 0.15 to 0.2. That decays fast. Meta labeling will keep only the good OFI setups and drop the noisy ones. The base signal primary label. Your correlation weighted OFI score depth imbalance, OFI z-score, and OFI and velocity. Event triggers every time the score crosses the entry band. S score over S high for long, or score under negative S high for short. Start with S high at 50. Triple barrier label secondary. Meta features model. Q imbalance micro price edge with slope plus curvature. The top of book microprice embeds immediate pressure. The shape of depth across the first 5 to 15 levels adds a lot of calm regimes, which your data says is better. Microprice, edge metric, depth shape. All right, these are the information bars plus OFI on bars. Why? Wall clock seconds are noisy. Standardize the information flow first, then predict the next bar's direction. It often boosts short horizon SNR. So tick and balance bars. I'm gonna keep collecting it. I got 43 hours. Order flow toxic order flow. Term losses often come from trading when the flow is a VPIN can't detect those windows and lift realized sharp. VPIN light, keep a rolling window, last 200 to 400 updates. Classify each update as buy versus sell pressure via sign OFI at L1, L3. Lead lag OFI with short AR1 residuals. Even modest serial dependence in the residual after accounting spread vol explains tiny drifts. You can monetize in 5 to 15 seconds. Damn, this is getting super big and messy, bro. Um, oh, that's what I'll do, dude. I like that. I like that. Okay, let's read what she. So bots updated with run number 2 parameters doc. Both correlation-based bots are now updated stable validated parameters. Okay, so updated the weights, updated the entry thresholds, updated the take profits. Hold times, 10 seconds to 15 seconds. Volatility regime, completely reversed. Stronger signals. Okay, nice. I like high vol, low vol. we made extended OFI correlation UI. OFI correlation. These are, I'm gonna maybe later or tomorrow. I don't know. So let's get an on deck section going. I love this. On deck. So here is documented so exactly each parameter. We're 84% done here. I want to double check. Finally, keep going through here. These are 5 ideas that I said search. Blood run rotations. Do you see any use in these through some machine learning? And so explain your top 3 ways of using a model in order to do a little price prediction or prediction. Either both one. We don't need to predict the price. We need to predict her up or down. That's easier. That's easier to predict. It goes from trying to predict a number to 1 or -1, up or down. What the hell? No, we just need up or down. That's a much easier prediction machine learning model opposed to predict exact. That's a very hard thing. But predicting 1 for up and 1 down much easier. What the do that? Why did she do that? Why did she come? Oh, it was ramble. Damn, Whisper, I didn't give you that type of authority. I had to say that twice. Wow, so it's kind of unanimous over here. Just read it so I can watch later. Nice, dude. This unanimous. What's better? 88%. This is wild. That's wild, dude. What's better, Claude Kodak? All right, looks like she's having a little bit of a hard time. Let's copy that just to make sure. pop on down here. Let's go ahead and run it back. Okay, let's see what she did. So these are on deck. I have people running right now. Those incubate a little bit of now. This is HFT stuff, so I don't have to let it go weeks. So it's a little quicker turnaround. That's why I'm testing so many of these. Absolutely, ML can help here for sure. As long as we keep it tiny, fast, and honest about drift. Here are my top 3 ways to turn your OFI stream into a binary up-down edge. With concrete labels, features, training, and trade rules. So linear SVM. Gradient boosting trees like XG Boost. And tiny temporals. Okay, well, I mean, I'm coming up on my time limit here. Everybody's asking for shorter videos, so I got to make shorter videos. I want to give you all the code to this bot, but just read this first, because if you run this, you're probably going to get liquidated. Got to build your own systems. This maybe can help you in some way, though. Let's go ahead here. Extended OFI correlation based. Extended OFI. I got to go fast, too, to get past this 1 hour. Extended OFI correlation based. Extended OFI correlation based. Okay, this doesn't use any APIs or closed APIs. At least I'm going to go through all the code real fast. I'm just going to scroll through. If you want it, you can just take screenshots or whatever. If you jump to the end of the video, touche, my boo. Touche. Here's all the code. I think the secrets are in the ideas. You got to come up with your own ideas. You got to research, backtest, implement, research, backtest, implement. Yeah, this is sick though. This is the extended OFI. You're just gonna have to pause the video and screenshot it or whatever. I do ask you do tap the like button. You know, I work on these ideas on my whiteboard during the day, during the evening, and then during the morning I go ahead and code, and I show everything here. Someday I make shorter, more concise videos. This is in effort to make shorter videos here. I'm trying to be a little bit more brief and show you all the code here at the end of the video or close to the end. I can't let this go over an hour, dude. No more videos over an hour. And I just have to go ahead and get you all the code. Oh my God, the time is getting so close. I gotta go. You might not get the end of this code. I'm sorry, bro.